Hi, good morning, students. Welcome to today's social class. How are you all? Very good. In the first part of this chapter, we discussed the rain and the cyclonic rainfall, the water cycle, etc. In the second part, part 2, we are going to discuss rivers. So let us think about what happens to the river rainwater. It rains heavily in the rainy season, we know that. But what happens to this water? So much water fall upon the surface of the earth. What happens to this water? Where does it go? The water is remaining where it fall down, or it is flowing out. If it is flowing out, where is it flowing out? This is what we are going to discuss today. When it rains, what happens to the water? First question. The water, some of this water will percolate into the soil. Percolate. Percolate means through the holes of the soil it will go down into, means to go underground. Some of this water, rainwater, goes underground through the gaps or holes of the soil. The water sink down into the ground. There are rocks underground. Till the rock bed, it will go down slowly. This activity is called percolation. So some of the rainwater percolates down into the rock. That means underground. Then what happens to the remaining water? The remaining water, which is not percolated, will flow out from the mountainous region. From the high region, the water will flow towards the lower region. Water is a flow resource, so it always flow from a height to low area. So from mountainous region and the high areas, the water flows down and join a river and is flowing out into the sea. In the water cycle, we have seen that all water going back into the sea. Okay, some water percolated. Remaining whole water is going out into the sea. No. Here also a large amount of water is evaporated. A large amount of water becomes vapor, water vapor. So the rainwater, some of them percolate into the underground, some of them become vapor, water vapor, and go into the atmosphere, and remaining water will flow out into the sea through the river. Okay. Now, next question, what are rivers? How are rivers formed? Actually, the rivers are formed because of the flow of water. The rainwater which fall upon the mountains will begin to flow downwards. In the beginning, for the first time when the rainwater began to flow down, what happened? It took away the soil of some area and cut a channel there, a small channel there. And whenever it rains, the water will begin to flow through this channel. And this small channel through which the water flows down is called a stream. What is it called? A stream, a small channel through which the water flows down is called a stream. In mountainous regions, we can see several streams like that. The streams are very small, through which little amount of water only will flow. Little amount of water. In rainy season, much water will be there because of the rains. And this stream flow down of the mountainous region, then it is very swift, very fast. Because the mountains have slopes, very good slopes are there. In the slopes, the water flows very fast. And when it reaches the bottom, we call it a valley. Then the flow speed decreases. As a result, the water begins to accumulate. The quantity of water will be more in the bottom. That means, in the long run, the stream begins to become broader and broadest. That means the stream changes into the shape of a river. So what is a river? River also a channel through which water flows in large quantity. Large quantity. How does a river form really? Actually, how does it become larger? How does a stream become large and form into a river? You know, at the bottom of the mountain or a hill, several streams come and join. Several streams come and join one stream, then it becomes large. When the flow continues from some other areas also, small streams will come and join this, or small rivers will come and join this river. Like that it become larger and larger. So a large river is formed because of the joining of several streams or small rivers in nature. These streams or small rivers that join a big river are called tributaries. What are called tributaries? A stream or a small river which join a big river. These are called tributaries. We have two big rivers in Andhra Pradesh. Which are the two big rivers in Andhra Pradesh? We have Krishna and Godavari. These are the two rivers we have. These two rivers have also have tributaries. Okay. Now in the valley, the river begins to flow, but the speed is less. The water flows slowly. It does not have that much speed and that much strength as it was flowing in the mountainous region. When it flew very fast, it carried soil, sand and even small rocks. But when the water begins to flow slowly, it does not have the strength, it does not have the power to carry the small rock particles and sands. As a result, what happens? These rivers slowly deposit the sand and soil to the sides of the river or in the river only. We usually call it river beds. So the sand and silt or soil is deposited on the sides of the river, forming flood plains. What do we call them? Flood plains. River beds. This soil is very fertile also. And when the river again flows, it comes near to the sea. When it reaches near the sea, when a river reaches near the sea, it becomes very slow. If you look at the river, we do not feel that the river is flowing also. In such a way, the speed decreases. So the remaining soil and silt, the river put down there only, deposit there only, in the river beds. So year after year, this deposition will take place continuously. As a result, what happens? The riverbed will become filled with soil and sand. We know that in the summer season water quantity will decrease, and in the rainy season again it will increase. So because of this process, sometimes the river mouth means the area where the river meets the sea is called a river mouth. The point at which the river joins the sea is called the river bed. Okay? This river bed become closed. Who closed it? The sand and silt brought down by the rivers and deposited at the river mouth, closed the river mouth. Now in the rainy season again water comes, then the water has no place to flow out into the sea. Then what happens? It will cut new channels to flow into the sea, leaving the silt and sandy area which is developed already, leaving it there. The water will find new channels to flow into the sea. As a result, a new landform is formed there. A new landform is made there. It is called a delta. What is it called? A delta. A delta is formed near the sea. Formed by what? Formed by the rivers. How? By depositing the sand, soil and silt at the river mouth, a delta is formed. A delta. We have a Godavari delta and we have a Krishna delta also. Godavari delta, Krishna delta. In the map you see where the Godavari joins the sea, the land is protruding to the sea. And here you can see the river is divided into some branches, leaving some land in between. The land part is called the delta. Yes? Okay. In the South India itself, river Godavari is the largest river. In South India, river Godavari is the largest river. And Krishna is the second largest river. But we have several other rivers also, small rivers also are there. Another big river in the South India is Kaveri. Okay. And Krishna and Godavari, where do they start from? They start from the Western Ghats. Krishna and Godavari start from the Western Ghats. In Western Ghats there are heavy rains. It rains heavily on the Western Ghats. So these rivers flow full. Heavy rains are there. And the rainwater slowly percolates to the ground and flows into the river all through the year. Okay. Many rivers which start in the dry region of Rayalaseema, for example, Penna. Penna is a river starting from the Rayalaseema region. It is a dry river in the summer season, and whenever there is rainfall, there will be water in it. Other rivers which start in the Eastern Ghats, some rivers start in the Eastern Ghats. Eastern Ghats receive only moderate rainfall. Moderate rainfall means the rainfall not very high, not very low. Such a rainfall is called moderate rainfall. So these rains feed some of the small rivers, and this water flows rapidly into the sea. So these rivers dry up in the summer season and flowing full in the rainy season. So you are given 3 columns here in the textbook. You have a work to do. What's the work? Make a list of the rivers that rise from the Western Ghats, Rayalaseema and the Eastern Ghats. Write their names in the columns. Also read the lesson carefully and also answer to the questions I am going to send you. You must watch the video several times. One time watching means it will not be sufficient. You may not understand the class. So watch this video 2 or 3 times. Not only this class, all subjects are. Because from the video you have the advantage that you can watch it again and again. When you watch it more times, your understanding will become more clear. You can study the point very well. In a class, in a direct class, you will not get this advantage because sir may not say it again. But in video, if you watch the video again and again, you can get the information more. So you must watch a video at least 2 or 3 times. Then you will understand more clearly. You will become by heart. The lesson will become by heart. I hope all of you will make the best use of the video classes. Though it is for 15 minutes only, we are telling the lesson little bit speedily, and in the class how much portion will be completed, that much portions are completed in the video class also. But it depends upon you, how many times you watch it. Accordingly your understanding will be increasing, and you will learn more, your understanding will become more clear. So make the best use of these videos, and if you like my videos, you can like my videos. Also, you can subscribe my channel. Okay? Wish you all the best. Thank you.